I want to just start by saying a few things and then we can go over to Q&A, of course we can. Warwick University is an institution that people are genuinely proud of. I think there's no doubt about that. And one of the reasons they're proud of it is because we keep trying to make sure that we're getting better. And one of the ways we're currently trying to do that is by reformulating the strategy that the university follows. We want to hear from all parts of the community about where we ought to be going next as a university. And that's staff, but it's also students and alumni and so on and so forth. And so one of the things I really do want to say is, students, please participate in the strategy. There's many opportunities to do so, in fact, online. There will be meetings and so on and so forth. But if you don't, you can't then complain if the university goes in a different direction, if I can put it that way. So the first thing I think is, do have your say.
Would you mind saying a few words on where you came from in order to get to the position you're in now, your academic career?
So most students don't have much notion of what a Vice Chancellor does. Of that there's no doubt at all. When I was a student I had no notion. In fact, I don't think I even really ever thought about it. But having said that, my career is effectively as an academic, and I still regard myself as such. I still publish fairly routinely. Got a paper out just recently, a book coming out soon, so those kind of things. And that's partly because I believe that universities should be led by academics. I was at Bristol for a long time, then I went to Oxford, and then I came here. So a lot of my career has been academic in nature. It's been as a lecturer.
A situation which is quite close to me, although it's not a situation I've found myself in, is the severely limited funding available to art students wishing to take postgraduate qualifications. Certainly around departments, around March, the impression was that the Arts Council was giving as little as one fully funded PhD post to the university. And I've personally known a lot of people who could have gone into postgraduate study and been very good postgraduate students in the humanities who are unable to do so because they lack the ability to finance themselves. Does the university have plans to aid this situation as we go into a future where the government is willing to give less and less money for these types of position?
So, really straightforwardly, this is a national problem on the whole, and most of the solution will come from a national solution. Having said that, the university is doing everything it can to try and expand the opportunities for postgraduates in the arts and humanities. And if you think about it and look at the actual numbers, we are doing that. We have nearly doubled the number of postgraduate research students in this university over the last 7 or 8 years. So I feel very proud of that, by the way, because we have done that. Yes, it's not an easy situation, but I actually think the university is doing pretty well in addressing it. We produce more and more scholarships one way or another. No one is ever going to be satisfied in this area because lots and lots of people want to do postgraduate work and there isn't enough money to go round. But we're making it better than it has been.
Unfortunately associated with your name in the minds of most students are the headlines, Thrift receives pay rise. Do you not think this gives the wrong impression of you and the university to students?
My answer to that is that my pay is not something that I actually have control over. That is something that is involved with the remuneration committee of the university, and my answer is really straightforwardly, go and ask the head of the remuneration committee.
When the news of the proposed marketing boycott came through, a lot of students were immediately very worried by the very pervasive rumour that it would prevent them from graduating this year. Why didn't the university put out a statement saying that that was fantastical? That was not going to happen.
We did put out statements
saying
on Insight
that students definitely would not.
No, we didn't say that because you can't guarantee these things when it's not in our power to do that. If staff wish to take industrial action, then that's not something that we can simply say they can't do. Okay? They have a right to do that. But we made it clear on several levels that we would do everything we could to try and avoid that. I think one of the things that was difficult is that we, of course, been through marking boycott. We did exactly that in 2006, and we got through it, you know, relatively straightforwardly. So we were probably less worried than the student body, but we can't come to you and say there's no chance of these kind of things going on, because in a sense that's not really within our power. What we can say though is that we would minimise that, and our experience is that it would be minimised. I can't help feeling this is slightly old news. We settled this dispute. It's straightforward. It's gone.
We're discussing the...
You're discussing hypotheticals in this way, but yeah, okay.
I know you have associated yourself in terms of academics, in terms of thought, with the left-wing tradition, and I can see a couple of big names up on the bookcase. Is that still a movement that you would consider yourself associated with?
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Because you're Vice Chancellor of a Russell Group University.
Does that make me automatically make me not part of the left?
That would be my question.
No, come on, that's silly. So, having said all that, I'm not a member of the left who states principles and then doesn't go any farther than that. What I'm interested in is doing things. And that necessarily means getting involved in the helter-skelter of politics, one way or the other, which is often the art of the achievable. There's a nice cosy position where you simply state your position and say anyone who doesn't agree with it should just disappear off the planet. It's, you know, it's a happy means of going on, but it doesn't work, especially when you're running things like universities. You're involved necessarily in making decisions which are not going to satisfy everybody, and that's just a fact. All right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.